Welcome to this edition of The Hill with April Ryan. Congressional leaders are kicking the can down the road yet again with another continuing resolution. With the help of Democrats, House Speaker Mike Johnson was able to get the measure passed, avoiding a government shutdown for now. The effort will create a two-step process to pay for the government until January without sending money to Israel. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott's campaign never got the bump he expected in the polls in his bid for the Republican nomination for President of the United States. And this week, he ended his campaign, officially dropping out of the race. No word on whether he plans to endorse another candidate. Black voters will play a significant role in the 2024 election, and black men are particularly important, as polls are showing a growing number are leaning towards former President Donald John Trump. Vice President Kamala Harris recently held a passionate conversation at her home with some of Hollywood's biggest stars, including Don Cheadle, Will Packer, Spike Lee, and comedian D.L. Hughley.
It is the quintessential mark of a leader to sit in a room. I want for a woman, a powerful woman, to sit in a room with men who have said some things that were not necessarily flattering all the time, and to listen and to take it in and to be thoughtful. And I thought it only made me respect her even more.
Democratic strategist Antoine C. Wright says it's critical that candidates take the time to understand the issues and concerns of black male voters.
What I hear consistently, April, is that the Democratic Party does not care about us. They don't understand us. They only prioritize black women. And I think it's not true. What I can say about our sisters and about our mothers, our aunts, and our grandmothers and so forth, they've been consistent with their participation. And as a result of their participation, we have moved from the back of the line, in some cases, to the front of the line. And I think that's to be applauded. And what the brothers are wanting to know and wanting to hear on our street, where elections are won and lost, is what did our vote get us? What is our value? What currency do we bring to the table?
Recent polls show Donald Trump has about 20% of black male support. The Biden administration, however, says it plans to continue its conversation with black men in the lead up to the presidential election. Black women are seeing victories in the Biden administration, particularly with the appointment of black women in judgeship roles.
The Senate's now confirmed more women of color to the bench than any Senate under any previous president, even for an 8-year period. And we aren't done. We'll continue to advance qualified judicial confirmation on the floor in the coming weeks.
Melanie Campbell, the president and CEO of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation, expressed her disappointment that a black woman was not nominated for the U.S. Supreme Court during the Obama administration. But now, years later, she is celebrating the expansion of women in federal courts.
It signifies progress in a time where there's so much retrenchment when it comes to inclusion, diversity. And one of the highest places where that was not seen was in the court system, especially the higher up. So I think what the current administration, Biden-Harris administration, has done in the record amount of appointments is really a shift that will impact lifetime appointments. So you talk about will impact the future of this country as far as opportunity for there to be diversity on the court system.
There's an anticipation among advocates for the judgeship nominations that the Biden administration will continue to make their appointments reflect America. Meanwhile, First Lady Jill Biden is already in the Thanksgiving spirit, hosting a Thanksgiving tea at the White House in the Blue Room. She was joined by 60 female faith leaders, community leaders, and others, including the South Carolina pastor's wife, whom she credits with helping restore her faith in God after the Biden son, Beau, died of cancer in 2015. The First Lady said she sought out First Lady Robin Jackson's help assembling the group. Jackson's husband is the pastor of Brookland Baptist Church in West Columbia, South Carolina, where the women met during a campaign stop in 2019. And we can add movie producer to the impressive list of titles for former First Lady Michelle Obama. She introduced her new film, Rustin, at the Smithsonian's African American Museum of History and Culture. The movie about the life of civil rights activist Bayard Rustin stars Coleman Domingo in the lead role. The film is produced by Barack and Michelle Obama's production company, Higher Ground. And don't forget, you can also see Coleman Domingo as Mr. in The Color Purple starting on December 25th in theaters near you. Well, that's it for this edition of theGrio's The Hill with April Ryan. See you next time here where we focus on the news for us and about us. Take care. Peace, peace, peace.